It's November.
Magic ring, get clear, 'cause I just want you here tonight. Holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? Baby, all I want for Christmas is you.
Since we're approaching the holiday season, I'm going to give back to the people I love. An idol group who don't even know me. I do associate Stray Kids with Christmas, thanks to a certain banger of a song, but I mostly just wanted an excuse to play that cover and couldn't really figure out how to tie it in with the actual topic of today's video, which is the moment Stray Kids won Kingdom. And, spoiler alert, it was actually before the show started. We got the pink fit today in honor of Stray Kids' new release, Rockstar. Also, very important. I've been a stay since back in 2018. If you don't believe me, here's my first generation fanship card, here's a photo of me at their concert. So I was very excited when it was announced they would be on Kingdom. I was also, though, equally worried about whether they would be able to do well. And so today I'm going to talk about the moment I knew they were going to win. Kingdom, Legendary War, was the 2021 survival show run by Mnet as a follow-up to their previous show, Queendom. The format was essentially the same, where several idol groups would compete in a series of stages for the title of winner. Kingdom ran from April to June with 10 episodes, and the competing teams were BTOB, iKON, The Boys, Stray Kids, and ATEEZ. I'm missing one. SF9, goddammit. With Stray Kids ultimately winning. The voting for the winner was decided by fan votes and scoring by Korean music industry professionals. So, how did Stray Kids win? Well, literally speaking, they had the highest combined score thanks to how well they did in each round with their unique stages. But for me, the moment they won was actually much earlier. Let me take you back to just under 3 years ago. It's December of 2020. We're all still miserable because we're stuck inside. But there is a beacon of light in that darkness. The Mnet Asian Music Awards are happening. For those not in the know, these awards are kind of like the K-pop version of the Billboard Music Awards, or even the Grammys. Fans root for their favourite artists to win these awards like it's the Super Bowl. Stray Kids wasn't even invited to perform at the awards last year. But this year they've been announced as one of the performers, so you're even more excited. You assume they're going to perform God's Menu, which they'd released that year and had done very well, and is still their most viewed music video to this day. It's what they're performing on all the other award shows, and it seems like a no-brainer. Or maybe they'll do their more recent, but also very popular, Backdoor. But then all of a sudden, they're coming out alongside ATEEZ and The Boys, and doing a partial joint performance with knights and soldiers in a three-way fight for a crown. It's eventually revealed that this whole performance was a promotion for Mnet's new show coming out next year, which all three teams are competing in, hence the declaration of war theme. All of a sudden, Stray Kids' song choice makes infinite more sense, and you're in awe of how big brain of a move they've just made. Because they didn't perform God's Menu. They didn't even perform a song they'd released in the last year. They performed Victory Song. Victory Song was a B-side off the mini-album Miro that Stray Kids had released back in 2019. The theme of the song is being so confident in your assured victory that you sing the victory song even before you go into battle. In terms of theming, it is the perfect choice for this performance. But let me just preface, this is not a thing people do. Even the biggest artists at these events do not perform a B-side that they've released more than a year ago. It makes absolutely no sense from a promotional point of view. For proof of this, just look at the songs ATEEZ and The Boys chose to perform. The Boys performed Reveal, which was a title track release from that year, and their most popular performance off of Road to Kingdom, the prequel series to Kingdom that had aired that year, and Checkmate, which was a song they had made specifically for the Road to Kingdom finale. ATEEZ performed a mashup of the two title tracks they had released that year, even though they didn't really have much to do with the theme of Declaration of War. Stray Kids passed up the opportunity to perform their most popular song to all the K-pop fans who were watching live, and maybe earn some new fans, not knowing if they'd even get invited back to the awards show next year, and instead gambled everything on making a very strong statement that they were going to bet everything on winning this upcoming survival show. which might seem like a bad decision in the moment. There's of course the chance they might not win and this whole statement is for nothing, but there's also the question, couldn't you have just performed this song on the show and still utilise the awards to perform your other songs? Well, yes, but actually no. When would have been the right time to perform the song on the show? The message of the song is we sing the victory song before we go into battle. So singing it once you're already in the battle means it already loses some of its power. And even if you still wanted to do that, you don't know what the theme of the challenges is going to be in the show. Each round of performances in Kingdom had a different theme. The first was showing the identity of your group. The second was performing a cover of one of the other competing group songs. You get the idea. There was no guarantee going into the show that there would be a round with a suitable theme for this song. But there's still one time they could have performed this song without worrying about either of these things. And that was the opening round. Less of an official round and more of a introduce yourself to all the other groups meetup type event. But actually, also no. Pretty much the only guideline for this round was that the performance had to be 100 seconds or less, and that you had to perform a song that had won first place on a music show, which Victory Song had not. So not only did Stray Kids pick the perfect and really only time they could have performed Victory Song, but they also ended up being proven right when they won the show. And they were invited back to the awards next year, and were even the last performers of the night, which is a slot usually reserved for the biggest act. Did Stray Kids win Kingdom the moment they performed Victory Song at the award show? No. They had to put in a lot of effort throughout the entire 10-episode run of the show. But they did showcase in that moment that they already had all the necessary tools to win. The skills in performing, of course, but also more importantly, the drive and focus to single-mindedly go towards the goal of winning the show without thinking about anything else. I made this video mostly because I wanted to give credit to one of the biggest brain moves Stray Kids has ever made. Especially because if you'd asked a casual fan back when this award show first aired, they would have told you it was a bad idea. As someone who's been following this group pretty much the whole time they've been active, I have watched in awe as they've gone from a group that people in Korea couldn't even pronounce the name of and kept saying Stray Kids instead, to a group that is capable of selling out arenas across the world. And winning Kingdom was one of many important stepping stones to getting there. Stray Kids were able to recognize the opportunity in front of them and maximize it to its full effectiveness, which is kind of what they've always done, and why they've done so well.